Hi, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come on and do a quick video about my experience with stopping pumping. I've got a bit of a cold, so I hope you can understand me. I put a little thing on my Instagram and asked if anybody had any questions since I stopped pumping. So I'll just try and keep it as quick and to the point as possible. So I stopped pumping just under a month ago. So I stopped on the 9th of September and we're like on the 6th of October now, so nearly a month. I exclusively pumped for my son for 15 months, and at the time that I stopped, I was only pumping once a day. So then I just dropped that pump. So one of the questions was, did I just completely stop? Or I was doing about 25 minutes on that single pump. So the question was like, did I just completely cut it out, or did I reduce down to say 22 minutes and 20 minutes and 18 minutes, 15 minutes? I actually just stopped completely. I was only making in total in that pump about 40 mil, and obviously that's from both breasts. So it's not a lot if you think about it. So I feel like if I was making loads of milk, then I might have took it slower. I am really prone to mastitis, but touch wood, nothing bad has happened. So yeah, I just completely stopped. The next question I get asked the most is how do I feel like emotionally? Because it's quite a common thing. If you Google like stopping breastfeeding or stopping pumping, then it will come up like, obviously your hormones will change because you have hormones to make the milk. So it's quite common to feel quite sad or emotional or even like angry, just as your hormones like settle down. I did feel a little bit sad, but I think that's a natural reaction to stopping something like breastfeeding. Like, you want to do the best by your child, and like there never seems like a good time to stop, if that makes sense. So I did feel slightly sad, but it just did feel like the right time to stop. But I haven't experienced any other like emotional or hormonal changes. About a week and a half after I stopped, Kirsten did get a little bit poorly, not because I obviously stopped breastfeeding, but yeah, he got a little bit ill and we did end up in hospital, and it was very stressful and an emotional time. So I kind of feel like that would mask any emotions that I would have been feeling anyway. So if I was going to be feeling stressed or angry or sad or stressed or scared or any hormonal emotion, then it kind of would have been hard to tell, because obviously I was stressed because he was poorly and sad because he was poorly. He's okay now. So it's a hard one to tell, but personally I don't think I experienced any like bad emotions from stopping. But I think that is obviously something you need to take into account when you stop. Then you might experience hormonal or emotional things. I also think it's because I'd pumped for so long. I obviously started off like pumping literally round the clock. I mean, pumping like 10, 12 times a day. And you think, I'm never going to be able to carry on with this. Then when he got to like 6 months, I dropped some pumps. And so I might have dropped to like 7 pumps a day. Then slowly I dropped to like 5, 6, 4, 3 pumps until I was on 2 pumps, then 1 pump. I do believe like I was a bit hormonal, and I saw most changes when I dropped the nighttime pump, which was about, I'd say about 8 or 9 months I dropped it. I think that's where most of the hormonal and emotional and like bodily changes happened. But yeah, because I was only on 1 pump a day and I was literally producing bare minimal milk, I feel like my body, the hormones had started to change anyway. So I feel like it would be very different if you went from breastfeeding all the time or pumping all the time to stopping. So I feel like because I did it gradually, that might have helped the hormonal and emotional changes. somebody asked me like, how did I know it was time to stop and why did I stop? So basically I was only on 1 pump a day anyway. And from about 13 months I'd been supplementing with oat milk, so topping up with oat milk because I wasn't making enough milk. So by the time we got to 15 months, I feel like my milk was drying up anyway. Like I said, I was only making like 40 mil, and it was just getting, if you think I was pumping like round the clock, and I found that stressful at the start. So when you're down to 1 pump a day, it should be stress free and a breeze. Like, wow, I've only got a pump once a day. But my pump, God bless it, was on its last legs, I think, just from overuse. I changed like the valves and things like that, and the membranes, but it was just had it really. It was taking ages to get an actual letdown of milk. So even though I was only pumping once a day, it was taking well over an hour. By the time I'd got the pump to work properly, by the time I'd got a letdown of milk, and then actually pumped for 20-25 minutes, it was taking ages, and it was just like a bit deflating. Like, I know any amount of breast milk is good for your baby, but when something's taking over an hour and you're getting like this much, it's like, is there really any point anymore? And I knew that I had to stop at some point, and it just felt like the right time for me. What else did I get asked? One of the most requested questions was, how do I feel it's affected like my body? So has it been easier to lose weight, etc. So like I said, when I dropped the nighttime pump at around 8 or 9 months, I felt like as soon as I dropped that, so my weight had been slowly decreasing whilst breastfeeding, but not as much as I would have liked. But I don't know, even if I didn't breastfeed, it might have gone the same way. But as soon as I dropped that nighttime feed, I felt like I gained weight, and it was harder for me to lose weight, and it was getting to me, but obviously I still wanted to keep pumping for my baby. Since stopping, obviously it has only been a month, but I do feel like the weight is coming off a lot easier, and I'm not holding water. I don't feel, to be honest, since I dropped the night feed, like if you're breastfeeding or pumping mum, you will know that hunger, like you feel hungry all the time. And I always used to think, oh my days, am I always going to feel this hungry forever? Because I wasn't used to it. Since I dropped the nighttime one, I lost like that hungry feeling. But now that I've stopped pumping completely, yeah, like I feel like I don't have like as big an appetite, which obviously helps with losing weight if you want to lose weight. But yeah, I just feel like my body's mine again, and yeah, it's exciting to see what will happen. But I don't think that should be a reason for anyone to stop breastfeeding, because it will come in time, and everyone's different. Like, just because I'm finding it easier to lose weight now since I've stopped, it doesn't mean that you will, because everyone's body's different. Somebody's asked, like, has there been any changes with Kirsten? So I was hoping maybe when he stopped having my milk that he would sleep better, but no, literally no changes whatsoever. He is perfectly happy on the oat milk, which is great, but there's been no changes. I thought maybe when he stopped having my milk, he's allergic to so much. Obviously, I wasn't eating any of the stuff that he's majorly allergic to. Like, I don't have milk and egg and stuff like that anyway. But I thought maybe when he stopped having my milk, it would help his eczema and like his itchiness. But no, I don't know if it still takes time to leave his body. But no, we've seen no difference there. But there's been no difference in his behaviour or anything like that. What else? The only other change that I've noticed really is my skin, like in hormonal areas, has got quite a bit worse. But again, I don't know if that's coincidence or if it is like a hormonal change. But yeah, I feel really proud for getting to 16 months. No, 15 months. We won't add on an extra month. 15 months. I feel really proud. I feel like even if you just breastfeed or pump for a day or a week or a month or 6 months or 2 years or 4 million years, I think you're amazing. And I feel like videos Like this will help you to understand what might happen when you stop. So I feel like you'll know when the right time to stop is. You shouldn't stop because other people are telling you to stop. Like you will know in your heart when's best for you to stop. You may experience like emotional and hormonal changes. You may not if you do it gradually like me. You may see a difference in your weight. So I know some people gain a lot of weight because breastfeeding and pumping can help burn calories. Or you might lose weight because your body might have been holding on to weight to make the milk. Oh yeah, what I get asked as well is like mastitis, like blocked ducts, because I was quite prone to that. I was really scared that I would get it. I didn't even really feel engorged when I stopped, but I do think it's because I was down to one pump and hardly any milk. So I didn't even need to like hand pump or release any milk. I had no leaking or anything like that. So I feel like it would be different if you was still had a lot of milk. You might need to like hand express a little bit for comfort. People were telling me to put cabbage in my bra, that helps dry up your milk, but I didn't really need to because I was not making much anymore. So they're definitely things to think about. You don't want to just stop if you're still making loads of milk because mastitis is literally so painful. But I've been okay. It's actually only been this week where I've felt a bit tender, but I'm sure it's all fine. So yeah, I hope you find this helpful if you're thinking of stopping breastfeeding or pumping soon. And that's just my experience, and my messages on Instagram are always open if you need help with pumping or anything like that.